My mother was a nurse, worked hard all of her life. People like to say fucking shitty things about her. My father and his wife definitely like to say shitty things about her. But when I was young, she worked her entire career working with pregnant women and babies. And she was very cheerful, happy, smiling, loving, attentive. Her entire world consisted of the way that women are when they're around babies. If you've ever seen women at a baby shower and what they're like, she was like that pretty much all the time. That was the mother that I remember when I was growing up. My stepmother was a purchaser for the government. She took other people's tax money and decided who was going to supply them with desks and chairs and whatever else that they needed. She got to spend our tax money. And she wielded authority, and she was a gatekeeper to wealth. People would come to her, and she would get to choose. She was a gatekeeper, and she spent her entire life acting in a gatekeeper's position. I've tried not to speculate about the corruption that might have happened, could have happened. I try not to speculate because I don't know, but she's a disagreeable bitch. And that imprinted her personality. And she was incapable of changing into any other mode. And once she failed, once she lost the ability to have that gatekeeper position, once she lost the ability to have that power that other people respect because she's wielding our tax money, nobody wants to have anything to do with her outside of that context. She's a disagreeable fucking bitch. And she didn't have any gate to guard, so nobody fucking likes her. Now, my mother's not the woman that she was when I was growing up. My mother had her fucking heart broken when my father cheated on her. And she had to become hard, and she became bitter and angry and felt cheated and was miserable. And she wasn't working with babies and pregnant women anymore. She was working with elderly people. And elderly people are fucking mean. They're in pain all the time. They haven't had any dignity in years and years and years. Nobody cares about them, and they don't care about anybody. And they take their fucking pain and anger out on the women that care for them. And the men that care for them too. There's male nurses, of course. But she told me stories about a man that would reach into his diaper and grab a handful of shit and throw it across the room at her. About men that would pinch her and hurt her. They can't fucking beat her up or anything, but they pinch her leg. Things like that. And she was in a position where she had these disagreeable old people, and she had to fucking bathe them, and they'd be like, I don't want to fucking do this, and I don't want to do that. It's her job to make them do it. So then she became a disagreeable, angry, bitter bitch. Very controlled, cool customer. Capable of cruelty, capable of control. She wasn't the mother that I loved anymore. I wanted to be with the kind of woman that my mother was when I was growing up. She just had every day of her life, it was like she had that glow that a woman has when she's at a baby shower. And I wanted a woman like that. I didn't want her to have to work as hard as my mother had to work. I wanted her to have more. And I didn't want to be in a position that my father was in where he had to, or chose to, whatever. It's a bit of A and a bit of B. How much of it was that he had to give up on his education and join the military to support us, and how much of it was the call of adventure. Who knows? I had everything all fucking set up. I was able to work when I wanted in time, where I wanted in space. I don't have to be at a certain place at a certain time because I'm not in a service job. I have projects. I finish the project. I get paid. And I can live anywhere and work with flexible hours. I have massive resources coming my way. Absolute fucking freedom, flexibility. I just need to find myself a fucking good woman to love and commit to. And I'm ready right now. I'm ready to find that woman and jump off the fucking edge of the cliff into a lifelong commitment. Because this is what it's all about. This is what I worked so hard for. But between my fucking father, who, I don't know, institutionalized, I guess is a word. He spent so long in a ship that after he went into the fucking regular world, he spent all of his time bitching about how things weren't the way they were when he was in the military and he worked on a ship. And he hated everybody that didn't conform to his fucking view of how a ship should run. And he wanted everything precisely under his control. Because you have to do that on a ship, otherwise the ship sinks and everybody dies. But that doesn't fucking fly in the private sector. That fucking bureaucratic bullshit, that authoritarian gatekeeper attitude that my fucking stepmother has, that doesn't fucking fly in the private sector either. And they're so fucking opinionated and so fucking narcissistic as to fucking think that they should have a fucking right to not to give me advice that will help me to realize my goals and to accept that I'm gonna take advice from them and possibly from several people and then make up my own mind. That fucking hate that. They want to fucking rule me. My father, when I last saw him, he was so desperate not to empower me with knowledge, and it was so fucking obvious that this was a fucking he does not want to empower me with knowledge. He doesn't even want to allow me to have a conversation with him because something might be revealed on his face, and I could see it. And he snapped and attacked me with a fucking deadly weapon because he was so fucking desperate to oppose me. To try to dominate me and destroy me if he couldn't. I used to have love and respect. I was the patriarch. I had a beautiful home. I had a beautiful fucking common law wife. I had a beautiful daughter. I was in demand. People respected what I had done. People I worked with had nothing but good things to say about me. It all went to fucking shit. It all went to shit. Between my fucking family and the fucking perverts that were my friends 30 years ago. And the fucking miserable fucking women and pathetic perverted, just fucking Jesus Christ. Just,